Welcome, everyone. Give us a second. This is Pine Grove News Live. You've reached the right place. As soon as I know that we're live on YouTube, we will hit it. Yeah, I'm not wearing my cap today, so you now all know that it's all been chopped off. So that's why it was hiding it, I don't know, earlier in the week. Yeah, sometimes my wife just gets carried away. Yeah, but I haven't paid for a haircut probably in 39 years, maybe 40. So anyway, um, welcome to Pine Grove News Live. I really do hope everyone's doing okay. I know we're all going through our trials, and we're all trying to keep standing, in this tumultuous, we'll call them waves, because I guess that's the word of the week, word of the day, the tumultuous waves. Somebody mentioned that in Joel. I believe it's in Revelation 2. Yeah. Maybe in Dana, maybe waves or seas, in the symbology, I guess, in Revelation. Seas or waters means people or something like that. Don't take my word on that, because I'm still brand new studier in that. And you'll get most of the definitions in Daniel. That I do know. But the rest, it's hopefully the Holy Spirit will instill those things in you that you need to know. Just need to ask. So with that, I'm finally able to talk today. Heaven forbid if I shouldn't be able to talk. Yeah, because Wednesday I went to the dentist. I had a tooth removed. Day before that, I ate lunch, cracked the tooth, and it split it in half. So I called out, for emergency dentists, and my daughter, thank God, who used to be in the industry anyway as an assistant, came to my rescue, got me an appointment, even though I called Dr. Dental in the on the web. But anyway, it's all set now. Yesterday I had, still feeling pain and swelling, and today it's just fine. The stitches are hardly noticeable, and we're just going to go on. But folks, I hope with all this stuff that's going on, that you know where to go to find the inner peace that we all need during these tumultuous times. I don't know. I was listening to something early in the afternoon, and it was the weight of everything, of Black Lives Matter, all the riots, all the political posturing back and forth, and demonic control over those. Just remember, of course, that we fight against principalities and powers that be, not against flesh. We fight against our own flesh. We try to put on the new man, new person, and get rid of the old flesh that we constantly get in trouble for. But in any case, all that was weighing down on me early afternoon. And it was so bad that I just had to drop what I was doing, and I went outside and just had a cigarette, went behind the dumpster, and I just had to go into prayer. But what was different about this is that I was praying out loud. Normally I just pray in my head. Sometimes I pray out loud, but it's a rare occasion. To find that peace with all that's going on. I mean, communism, could be taking over a neighborhood near you. I hope you have your ears open, and don't rely always on your eyes, but you definitely need to keep them open too, and see what's going on. They're definitely trying to take down America. Well on their way. But I'm going to show a few articles tonight, like the one you see there right now. NASA says 5 asteroids will fly past the Earth this weekend. Oh no! Oh no! They're going to fly past Earth, and 3 of them, yeah, come within the same orbit as Earth, and could pose a possibility, but highly doubtful. Let's just go read that article. So, let's see. I hope you can see. Yeah, 5 asteroids this weekend. So, 3 of the celestial guests have been categorized by the space agency, never a straight answer, remember that, as Apollo astronauts, or asteroids, not astronauts, meaning that their orbit crosses that of our planet, which makes their visit potentially dangerous. At the same time, astronomers predict that a collision is highly unlikely. Period. Okay? And then it goes on to tell you all that information if you cared to go look. Okay? I'm just not that interested, except that, with all this other stuff to worry about, all this other fear mongering, you might as well have something to make our weekend just perfect. All right? Those of us who are able to take the weekend off and possibly enjoy it. Yeah, among all the spikes in the coronavirus, Lord knows we seem to be heading in the wrong direction. And Fauci wants us, after changing his mind multiple times, to make sure that we mask. And remember, Biden, okay, who is supposedly up 12 to 17% over Trump. You gonna believe that one? I don't believe it. But people have reminded me that, yes, this is the same thing that happened the first time with Hillary. Hillary was up in the polls. Who are they polling? I mentioned that yesterday. I think it was in Facebook. Who are they polling? Freaking, some after school special team class or something, or a little league? Did they poll the little league? Those little critters. Heaven forbid. Up 12 points. 17 points. And all he could say after he came out of his cellar supposedly was, Lord, there's been 120 million American deaths. 1/3 of our population has died. Did you know that? 1/3 of our population is gone from the coronavirus. That's what Joe Biden said. Anyway, it's being played plenty of times out there, so I'm sure you've heard of it. And so, what else are we talking about? I mean, mask. Really? Mask? A lot of people are, let's just put it this way, a lot of people are, I don't know, autonomous beings, not puppeteers, because they're the ones that are being moved around by the strings. But anyways, programmed. They are, a lot of people that are programmed just don't want to have anything to do with anything. Let the government tell them what is right and what is wrong, and they know what's right for us, and they will, look out for us. Well, if you're in that branch or that category of people, well then I'm sure you are the ones that the Lord has given a strong delusion to believe a lie. In any case, yeah, masked. I have to wear them at work, and I only wear them when I'm walking past the residents there, or when I'm working in front of a resident. Other than that, I do not wear them. I take them off when I get into the room that I'm fixing. I take them off when I'm around the other employees in the employee break room. I take it off outside. I don't go and wear a mask in Home Depot or in Walmart. At least I haven't tried to go to Walmart. I try to stay away from there. But I have gone in Home Depot twice, ordered something online because that's what I thought I had to do, and get curbside pickup. But last two times that I went, first there was a masked Nazi at the door, and as I walked in, she asked me, "You got a mask?" And I don't think I said anything. I just kept walking, and I walked into the line of online orders and waited for my turn on the X. Okay, while other people, another gentleman, probably around my age as well, if not older, wasn't wearing a mask either. Of course, we were confronted by the Nazi mask lady, who came over and said that, you're lucky you got in. And you're not going to be able to. You won't be able to do this in any other store, and blah blah. She just kept going on and on and on. And there was another guy. I didn't say much. The other guy was the one who was saying things. You're deceived. You don't know what you're talking about. Masks are bad, and blah blah blah. And she didn't want to hear it. And I didn't say much except I agreed with the gentleman. But anyway, so that was my first mask Nazi encounter, and did not wear a mask, and I did not wear it the second time I went in there. And there wasn't a Nazi man or lady mask person there the second time. It's just crazy. These masks are bad for you. I told you what happened to me by wearing one of those 1 hour masks that our company used to give us. It gave us 1 or 2 weeks in a row that are only good for 1 hour. But we had to wear ours for multiple days, if not a week. And mine got to the point where the fibers, because the moisture, when you breathe in and out, creates moisture in there, and these fibers are breaking apart and being sucked in by your inhale. And I had inhaled some of these fibers, and it was in the back of my throat. I told you about that, so I won't go into that, except to say that I was very worried about getting home, whether I was going to pass out or, um, you know, throw up, whatever. But it stopped later on, thank God. And I try not to wear any of those masks for more than a day anyway. I got my own now. I even broke down and then ordered some of my own. They're cloth, and they're not fibers like these other ones. So this mask thing, it's ridiculous. It's just another way of controlling you. That's all it is. It's control. And they can't. Biden says if he gets elected, he's going to mandate, wearing masks. I mean, first of all, it's not for another what? The elections, I forget, November maybe? 5 or 6 months? Somebody said 4 months earlier, but that leaves it for October. But anyway, he's going to mandate them. And there's other people out there, nobody knows for sure, but you can't force me to wear a mask. Can you? I mean, am I breaking the Lord's command by having to adhere? Because it's not really a law. I don't think they're going to make it a law, but they mandated it, whatever that means. Made it mandatory that you do wear one. But in California, I mean, from what I hear, they're fining people $1,000 if you don't wear it, and everyone has to wear it anywhere you go outside. It's insane. It's just insane, and it's very bad for your health. And folks, if you don't stand up for yourself, you're going to get ill, and they won't care. It just will bring you to the doctor, which he will prescribe something for you and keep Big Pharma and the rest of them, in the money. If we even have money comes, later on. Stock market fell, 700 plus points on the hearing of the spikes, the coronavirus spikes. We all knew this, even the president, who is still lying about the whole thing because he knows that it's all a trial just to see how far they could get, how far they could go, and other things like, what they would need, what problems they would have, like the ventilators, which may have actually caused deaths and not saved them. But in any case, so now they know when the big one, when the real one comes. And some people say that there's actually one out there right now that is infecting younger children specifically. So that's just what's going. That's just what I hear off and on through some articles and mainstream media. Don't believe the mainstream media. Even Fox. I mean, Tucker Carlson's pretty good. I like him. Um, but even some, a lot of his stuff is scripted too. And anyway, so and for the first time ever, the other day, I believe it was yesterday. I don't know if you all have heard this or not, but they have commercials out there for medicine for schizophrenia people. It's just crazy. That's the first time I've ever heard, you know, one woman coming up to some other guy on the TV and saying, because I think he was hearing things, she was seeing things, and another woman was thinking that everyone's against her. Schizophrenia. So apparently, I don't know if all this poisoning, this mass poisoning of the population, has given rise to this schizophrenia. And I don't know a whole lot about schizophrenia, uh, but if you're, thinking that everyone's against you, I mean, could be true, could be not. But anyways, first time ever I heard. Now Big Pharma's got medicine for that, and a commercial. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, so young people, yeah, virus infections, mass. Oh yeah, bars are reclosing in Texas, maybe two other states. Apparently, yeah, they opened up the third phase too soon. So yeah, whatever, man. I don't know of any other time in America where a government could tell a business to close down because people are sick and they don't want you gathering together. Actually, our Constitution gives us the right to gather, right? Obviously, that doesn't, it's the Constitution doesn't come into play anymore. So, with that, anyway, um, people, we all need to start thinking for ourselves, and we need to, I don't know, if you got some kind of avenues, if you got somebody you normally talk to, or you got a chat room you normally go to, um, go talk about these things that the government is trying to do. Go talk about the um, limitations, making you wear a mask, forcing you by force, holding you down, and giving you injections into your body. If you think that are doing God's will by um, saying it's okay to that, then I don't know what to tell you. But it's not okay with me. It's not okay for anybody to tell me I got to wear a mask when the data shows that people who are sick probably should wear the mask, but not the people who aren't. Because you're going to get people who aren't sick. Wow. So even though Trump knows that this is all a rehearsal, a test run, the laws, mandates, the executive orders are just, he's part of the game still. So don't be fooled in thinking that this guy is, I mean, maybe he is. Maybe that's just the role he's playing. You know, nationalism, America first. America will be great and even greater than before. I mean, we were pretty great. And and then we're going to let people come in one of our cities and take over 6 blocks of a city and not do anything. You're going to let hoodlums, rioters, which should be jailed, and the looters should be jailed. No, but let's let them take it over. They'll calm down. They'll go home. It's just insane. It's um, it's all upside down, and I hope you know where it comes from. And yes, the Lord has a plan. Pray for the people. Pray for the innocent people who are going to die because people don't speak up or speak out against this tyranny. And believe me, it could get a lot worse and probably will. Because once we allow all these things and all these politicians who won't follow one single rule that they've made of their own for us, that they can go and do exactly what they want. They're the only ones that are going to benefit from all this. They are the only ones that are going to continue to be rich and gather more money. Just like that link I sent you about zooming in. Where is that one? I know I have it. Uh, that interview with that Oriental, that the Chinese guy from Hong Kong, talking about the what do you call them? Warlords, the mafia. That they have the same thing there. You know, people, 90 million people who have all the money. Communism, they have it by another name too. So 90%, 90 million people, families, okay, collect all that money while the rest of them starve and some of them eating out of garbage cans. I mean, don't worry, folks. That'll be coming to the city near you too. You keep sitting back and just letting the government do these things to you, then you deserve everything you get. We all deserve it. This country used to be great. It stood up for righteousness, and right now, it's just fearful. Everyone's scared. It's not going to save your life. Anyways, there are other things. Yeah. Ugh. Brother against brother. I mean, that's what I've seen the other day too. I mean, I think, and there was a video out there. I forget the name of her, but she had mentioned that there's not going to be a rapture because 90% of the people, the Christians, are not ready. And though I think that the rapture is going to be coming soon anyway, whether 90% are ready or not, I think that the remnant, there's not going to be many people that are going to be raptured. People go around talking about, yeah, it's going to be worldwide. People are going to wonder where all the people are gone. It's not going to be a whole lot of people because there are people that are still fighting against, brother against brother, sister against sister, and I mean Christians, proclaiming to be Christians. And I don't, I tried to be Christ-like, and a lot of times fall way, way short of that. But I strive to be, because he left an example to follow. Strive to be or do what he did, and obviously we all fail. But in any case, if that's the bar, there's not going to be many people that are going. But I don't know, folks. Let's just let's just I'm going to go out and put some more news up here so I can change the subject a little bit and get my thoughts back. We can go to the weekly volcanic activity report, June 17th to the 23rd. New activity unrest for 6 volcanoes. During the same period, ongoing activity was reported for 18 volcanoes. That's picked up. So they got new activity unrest here. Ethiopia, Russia, Argentina border, Fox Islands, USA, Costa Rica, and then the ongoing list. 18 still ongoing. Wow, that's a big uptick. And then this one, I was looking at this on the map the other day, where this particular place was. It's very interesting. I mean, 6.4 magnitude earthquake in China's Xinjiang province. I wish they had a map here. Maybe they do at the Express. And I do have a map on the PC, but didn't have time to bring it over. There you go, right there. Why are they going to play a video? Come on, I just want to see the map. Map, map, map. Okay, fine. Here's a map. So, finally came up and showing down there. But anyway, and I zoomed this out. You got Afghanistan and Pakistan down here, India down here, and China in these mountains. Just to, without going to where the fault lines are, I thought it out to be in a very, what do you call it? Rare place. So in any case, 6.42. That's a pretty big one out there. And so I'll give you this link, but all I can tell you, I'm not going to play it for you. Gates invests in lab-made breast milk. Okay, we've all heard the stories of lab-grown meat. I've actually seen a video of someone in a lab make a head of lettuce. Yeah, pretty darn scary. And I think some of that stuff is already out there because could be me, could be my taste buds, who knows? But some of this stuff, like this lettuce and tomatoes especially, they just don't smell the same. I mean, I don't know, think about it. Think about how a tomato could smell. I mean, ripe one just off the vine. Anyways, they're just, they do not look real, and they don't smell real, and they're not very good tasting either. So that's from the Corbett Report. So if you want to hear about that, but what else? I mean, I don't know, folks. I mean, everyone's talking about, or at least they're putting it out there as news, the colon of our food chain, of our meat anyway. Cattle, the colon of 1 million pigs, and the chickens, and all this because we don't have a workforce to run a processing plant. Come on now. We have plenty of people. So don't believe that one. They call them on purpose because they want control and they want you to know that there's going to be a food famine, one that they've created. I mean, we got an article up here somewhere where it talks about the locusts again. 25 million people are going to go without food. I know I got it. Here we go. No, 25 million may go hungry as locust plague continues in East Africa, Middle East, and India. I mean, shouldn't we know how to kill these things by now? Doesn't fire basically kill everything? I actually seen that in a movie, I think, the other day. And it was bees. Yeah, I think I watched the Raiders of the Lost Ark, with the old man. It wasn't the Lost Ark. It was the other thing where they were looking for the cup that Jesus drank out of. I forget what they called it right now, but yeah. They killed a lot of bees with the flamethrower. And believe me, I try not to watch these things, but you can't help but look for the titles that they're playing on any given day and be weary anyway, or at least observant enough to know that something like that, they got to put it out there for a reason, and they have titles for all these things. A lot of people are talking about the Atlantic again. some landslide somewhere, and we know that for years that there is, you know, the islands up northwest in the Atlantic. I don't know if that's the Canary Islands or not. Still, looking and waiting for this particular volcano to split in half and go into the Atlantic, cause a big tsunami. So there's big warnings off of that. And I wouldn't be surprised if you found something on this weekend somewhere, at least over here in the East Coast, right? That have something to do with lots of water, hitting the coast or something like that. Go try it for a second. Try it for the weekend. Just go look at the guide. You don't have to watch anything. Go look at the guide. After all, it's just a guide. You don't have to watch anything. Yeah. So we got the Wall Street. Oh, this is pretty interesting. India seeks rapid purchase of 33 Russian fighter jets in response to the Chinese border fight. Of course, we all know that that's an ongoing inferno that could happen. And that's been going on for a while, but things every now and then heat up. This is that interview from, I wonder if they mention her name, zooming in on something. I forget that link. I wonder if they even have it in here. But anyways, yeah, zooming in, whatever, special report. This is the lady who does it. Supposedly a, 60 minutes. I say it right down here. Described as a Chinese 60 minutes. Zooming in focuses on America and China. And is known for never shunning tough, controversial issues or complex stories. So, the one I gave you was this one. This one you should listen. This is the guy that talks about the 90 million Chinese families and just a few families that split all the money. Okay, just like the mafias and other things here in America, or politicians, Democrats or Republicans. They're splitting our money. And anyways, I don't. It's a good article for you interested in that. And here's another thing the Democrats are doing, huh? California bans travel to Idaho over laws spanning boys in girls' sports, and something about sex on birth certificate, transgenderism. But the thing that got me is how can they ban anybody from going anywhere? I mean, they're trying to do that now too. Remember, they're trying to get people. They're trying to get people from New York to stop going to Rhode Island. How can you can't ban that? This is still America, At least I think it is. Hoping, because I love the America that I grew up in. Being being white and privileged, I guess. That's the new name for the male population that are white. All the white population is privileged, every one of them. Because anyway, I could tell you stories about the job I lost, already had, and people didn't understand why I was laid off, and someone else was hired in my place. I forget the name of the what they called it, but they were trying to get. It wasn't affirmative action; it was something else called. But they tried to get more people of color into jobs. Okay, I guess they got benefits for that, federal money, just like all these people. Like who blame certain deaths on certain viruses, and they get more money for it. If they use ventilator, get more money for it. You know how it goes. They all pass it around. So stock market, down 700 points because of supposed spikes in the coronavirus. It was going to happen anyway. It just was That's why they supposedly did the lockdown in the first place, to prevent the big surge into hospitals, which never happened anyway, because it was a limited virus, just like it was in 2017, 2016, and 18. You know, people die every year of of other viruses, as well as the COVID or coronavirus. I will say, because they call it COVID later, and measles, Ebola. I mean, swine fever, swine flu, whatever. Um, People die from those things a lot more than and the flu, more than this coronavirus anyway. And not to mention all the other things, right? So just imagine how many people. I wonder if somebody actually did that one time. Took the time to get all those figures, death tolls from everything that's killed every person in one year, including cancers, heart attacks, uh, motorcycle wrecks, car wrecks, stupidity. Jumping off a 30-foot cliff into a gorge of water and then hitting a rock. You know, how many people in one year do you think have died? I think it's a really, really huge number. In any case, what else we got here? We've got that NASA one. Um, yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about the Black Lives just yet, but we're going to. I may have to, because I think we're down to the end. Um, I just want to make a point here, people. I've heard this many times. I'm sure you have too. Look, this one, title of this is "In This Vision of 2018." What year are we in? Right at the bottom it says 2020. So in this vision in 2018 of massive success unfolding before our eyes? Question mark. I mean, I hear about this a lot, don't you? People of, oh, I've had this vision since 2016 and it's 2020. Oh, I've had this vision or these dreams since 2 years ago. So, but nothing, I mean, you had to have mentioned to somebody then, right? Why didn't you come out with it then? Anyways, I hear a lot of this stuff that comes out after the fact, after it's already happened. That's like, a hurricane coming and flooding the whole town, and somebody comes out and says, yeah, I had a vision of a whirlwind and lots of water over a vast amount of rural areas in Texas. Just so you use your own discernment. Doesn't it sound crazy? A lot of people do it. A lot of people come out. Yeah, I had this vision. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. I want to talk about false teachers, false preachers, and other Christians just teaching the wrong things. And I'm not saying I know all the right things, because I certainly don't. I'm learning as I go along. I will admit if I'm wrong. Can you prove it to me? Then I'll admit it. And believe me, I've had to do a couple things this year that were pretty hard, but I took it, and it was the truth. So I dealt with it. So I guess we have to go into this Black Lives Matter thing. Big thing. I mean, during the Brown riots, I forget where that was exactly. Um, we've had a Black Lives Matter leader come out and say, she at the time said exactly what given her demands. Okay, the Black Lives Matter demands at that time, and I told you about this before. And she went through a list. Anytime a white person would die, that their inheritance must go to her, or Black Lives Matter. Most of it was going to her. So in any case, I mean, that was the brunt of all the demands, that we had to give up our inheritances to Black Lives Matter. and fund them. But now this, Black Lives Matter. And you know what? You could tell when our country is lost, especially our politicians. There's been a lot of kneeling down to BLM. And, I'm sorry, but I think that they're very selfish, this Black Lives Matter, to come out and do all this stuff. I think it's very selfish because every freaking single life matters, every one of them. And it's not just black lives that are being slaughtered and killed by police. There's more data to point to white people, okay, Caucasian, whatever, cracker, whatever you want to call me. I don't give a crap. There's more data towards that, and maybe even, Hispanics. They're white too, mostly. I hate talking about this because there's no colors to me. The only time that there's colors is if people like Black Lives Matter and Antifa and other people come out and say so. You just get to a point where, you don't have to hear about that anymore. And then I think this is the reason why it's being done, why it's being funded by Soros and whoever else, to bring this back up, because they don't want us to be together. They don't want us to get along. They want to create the strife, chaos, and all this stuff. You know who runs this world? He's running it right now. Satan and his demons are running it. The Lord is in charge, but Satan is running it. He's been given this. You know that by the 40 days that Christ spent being tempted by the devil. He was able to give all those countries and powers to Jesus if he, bent down and kneeled before him. Just like these Black Lives Matter people are making everyone else do it. And you stupid people are doing it. Why would all this, what was it, like 8, 10 of our representatives of the Democrats just get down on their knees for 8 minutes and what was it? 8 minutes, 42 seconds? Oh, the same time that one of the planes hit the 9/11, and I forget that number. Should know it. And then the Pope going around and not, kissing white people's feet, but only black people's feet. There are white people around. Why was only the black people? And why did the black people let him do it? Yes, I don't know how many countries you could say that these countries, when being established, they were all bloody. They had to fight for whatever they wanted. Were the Indians here first? I don't think so. I think somebody else was here first. Indians came over from, I don't know, land bridge. I don't know. Probably all messed up with my data there for sure. Man, who cares who was here first? We just wanted to come here and live here, and Indians didn't like it, and we didn't want any trouble from them. And they were all pagans and blah, 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 even though they come from Europe. Of course, there's no paganism there. But anyways, it's no. Black Lives Matter. Makes it clear objective is left-wing destruction of America if demands aren't met. I don't know his demands. Yeah, he's going to burn down our system. And he says, I don't mean it literally or figuratively, but I'm saying it. So, yeah, they're not peaceful whatsoever. Take a look around. And why our government, I'll say it again, I know I've said it earlier, it's not stopping these riots. It's not stopping these people from, where's our militia to protect us from these people? We have a hostile takeover happening right now in America from within. We let them in, or at least the demon rats let them in, and now they are attacking America. Where's the militia? Where's the oath keepers? Where are you? Why is this not being talked about more? Why aren't more people screaming about this? America is being taken over by whomever, communist, socialist, whatever it is. New World Order. Same thing. One world government to rule them all. One ring. Uh, I've, yeah, something's, I mean, we need to pray. I need to pray, obviously. And I am praying because there's a lot of things that are unclear right now. Uh, I think that we should, I mean, the Antichrist, if they get this country and take down America, I mean, that's it. That's the setting. Don't know if the, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. Abomination of desolation, all those things. All I know is this country is under attack, and we have people in high places in states and in our government, federal government, um, just like the Hamas that somebody mentioned earlier. That's down there in Gaza, I guess, have taken over their government. There's a lot of people, especially somebody mentioned something about the Islamists that are in our government in positions uh, where they should not be. Just because we opened up our country and appears that we've let the majority of them go to one state, if not two, and now they're in our government. You don't think that they knew that was going to happen, folks? I mean, I'll say the same thing that I'm saying in my head to you is that I'm just going to go pray, and I'm going to, like I always do, ask for calm in myself and peace to return, and because a lot of Christians will not be able to take too much more of this. So I'm just saying that the time is very, very short, and I know I've been saying that for a while. A lot of people have, but it's shorter. It's shorter by the week. Now this threat of I don't know I don't know what they'll do. I mean, with their new space force and all these things in the heaven that are coming very close, or at least they're telling us that they're coming close. Where's all the amateur astronomers, verifying this stuff, verifying where these supposed space fleets are, and who's actually running them? In any case, we have to go seek the truth in everything, folks, and search it out. Take one category, one subject, and go search the heck out of it. Just Google yourself away, or whatever else you want to use. Get as much information as you can, and then you'll have to sift through the garbage and the truth, and let the Lord, send His Holy Spirit to do that for you, because you can't do it yourself. I can't do it myself. No, I have to be quiet and rely on the Holy Spirit to tell me what's what, whether it's truth or whether it's a lie. Well, I do know that if we pray for peace. We pray, um, pray for peace. I know a lot of people don't have hope. What's going to happen if everyone just lets things go and lets things work themselves out? And then next thing they know, they found out that they no longer have a job. They don't have any money for food. They don't have any resources, and they're gonna be at the end. You think that suicide was bad before? I think it will quadruple. But there is hope. Yes, there is hope. But you need to pray. You need to ask God to come into your life. You need to ask Jesus to tell you what's true and what's not true. He is your hope. You don't have anything else. He's your hope. You have everything. He's still your hope, because that everything turns out to be vanity, and it's not worth much anyway. Believe me, tried that too. No matter how much money you have or how much goods you have, it just piles up, and it's of no use. It's vanity. I tell you, true peace is the hope that you believe, the faith in Jesus Christ, and knowing, because he said he was going to come back, we were going to be raptured. He came here and told us all these things live on the earth, and even died for our sins to make it that much easier. You just need to believe. That's it. That's all you need to do. Trust, believe, and everything else will come. Not all at once. It'll come little, little. Some people get more. Some people get less. Here a little, here, a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. A little bit here, We get it all at once, I think we'd just be shocked. We wouldn't be able to move. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to get it all at once. Don't learn anything that way. With that, everyone, I'm going to stop my jibber jabbering. But I'm pretty frustrated, pretty irritated with Americans just letting somebody else take over our country. And I need to pray about it. And so do you. God bless everyone. It's Friday, finally. It was a terrible week, but it went by quick. And so we go on. God bless everyone. Peace out.